Okay, so a little backstory on the condiments. So the 4 original condiments are mustard relish from Germany, mustard and fir from Russia, ketchup from Mexico, and fry sauce from Saudi Arabia. And so we were on tour in Japan, and fry sauce met this guy named... Wait, I forgot his name. It was fish sauce. And so she fell in love with fish sauce, and they're on their honeymoon right now. And so we're holding a concert in honor of the 2 of them. And since fry sauce was a part of our band, we all are dressing up in Arabian attire to celebrate Saudi Arabia. And so we have, also with her gone, we only have 3 members of the band, and so we met these 2 other people. One of them is Ranch. She is from Australia. She lived on a kangaroo ranch with her father, and her father really wanted a son that he could name after himself and take the family name and do the ranch. But since it was a daughter, he just named her Ranch, because then she could at least be, ranch. And so we were traveling back to the States with her to have a concert here for 4th of July, and we met this girl. We were just sailing through the Atlantic Ocean, and there's just this lady adrift on a piece of wood from Chile. She said she was from Chile. She couldn't remember anything because she had amnesia, but she was really good at fighting. So anyways, she didn't remember what her name was, so we just call her Peppercini. And so those 2 are the new guest stars that we're going to have with us today. To help us out a little bit, because there's me and Ketchup, the 2 siblings that started the band, with fry sauce and mustard fir. But mustard fir is also going to be here, but she's a mute. So she's not going to be much help lyric-wise. So we wanted some extra boosts that way. So yeah, this is our 4th concert, our 3rd annual 4th of July concert, and we're really excited to celebrate not only the condiments but also fry sauce and her newfound love with fish sauce. Introductions! So, we'll start with the original band members from 2020, and actually from all of our concerts so far. I'm Mustard Relish, and this is my sister, Ketchup. This is Mustard Relish we found from the Mustard and Fur, we found her from the Russian Institution for Brain Failure. And we have Ranch from Australia.
Ranch!
She comes from a kangaroo ranch in Australia. And Peppercini from Cuba.
I thought it was from Chile.
Chile. She's from Chile. She has amnesia, but she's still really good at fighting. So. Unfortunately, we do not have minced garlic. Onion. I do that every time. We do not have minced onion for this concert because fry sauce took it on her honeymoon. So as you can see very clearly, we're all dressed in Arabian style. Saudi Arabia. In support, I got these pants from Saudi Arabia. In support of fry sauce and her original home. So I'm just gonna dedicate this song to fry sauce. When you're gone, how can we sing a song about the way you used to be? When you're gone, we want to sing a song about how you're going to be in the future. We imagine you and fish sauce running on the beach, eating a large peach with a picnic. We hope that you are happy in Japan. We hear that they use pans to cook everything. So instead of crying, we'll rejoice and we'll raise up our voice to you as we sing ooh ah. Gorgarian chant, we'll also sing about sinking boats and Baltimore too. On the 4th of July, we'll look at fireworks in the sky and think of you and how bright you look. We'll try to remember Saudi Arabia, how they play ukuleles on camels' backs, sideways for some reason. You taught us so much about music and art and camels and the desert. And we'll sing about dancing in the desert. Oh, we miss you so, but we remember the memories of these past 3 years, except it's only been 2 years. I forget sometimes because there's so many memories, except for some of us don't have any memories, and that's really hard. Some of us are still just trying to figure out how to make a simple beat on the drum, and it's really hard. But we struggle on every day to sing a song so that we can pretend that we have memories. We grow our gardens, we mow our lawns, but we're not just like normal people, 'cause we have cool names like ranch and ketchup. Isn't that great? So on the 4th of July, as we watch fireworks in the sky, we'll think of you. We'll think of you, fry sauce. Double-sided. Okay, so last year we were being interviewed about how our band was started, especially about how we were siblings, even though we're from Mexico and Germany. We won't get into that complex history because it was very confusing. But one of the things that brought us together was sadness. When Kesha broke up with her boyfriend, Pickles in a Bottle, we all mourned through that, and we really grew together as a band. And so we're hoping that in Fry Sauce's absence, that we can use this mourning period to grow together. And so this is just what you have to do, you know? You have tears, tears running down your face. Tears, tears, my heart is broken. Tears, tears running down my face. Tears, tears, my heart is broken. Dancing in the desert, dancing all alone. Dancing in the desert, it's better than being with people. people when you're sad. So be alone and happy. And as you dance in the desert, the tears will start to go away, and you will sing happy songs, and your heart will be mended, and it'll start pumping blood instead of tears, and that's a good thing. Dancing in the desert, dancing all alone, and we know that Fry Sauce grew up with no parents except a camel. She just rode through the desert, dancing and singing, 'cause that's all that she knew. And every time she found some mayonnaise and ketchup and mustard, she'd put it together and find some food. And so she learned 2 English words. She could say, fry sauce, fry sauce in the desert. Fry sauce in the desert is pretty good. It tastes good mixed with sand and camel hair, 'cause that's the only food that was there. And so as she danced around in the sand, she'd eat this meager food, and she'd say, fry sauce, desert, hakiji no fetsu. That was her original language in Saudi Arabia. Pogo Shafiga Namahu. Fry sauce in the desert was a very happy girl. She was blonde, but the sun made her hair brown and curly. So that's how we see her now. But she's naturally a blonde person. Which reminds me of a story about me. I'll tell you really quick. See, in my heart I have black hair, blue eyes, and fair skin. Though people try to tell me that's not what I look like, I think they're wrong. I have blue eyes. Blue eyes, black hair, and fair skin. Yeah, that's me. The sun makes me look a little different, but it's true, I naturally have blue eyes. My skin's usually very white, 'cause I'm from Germany. My grandpa was Hitler's cousin. He was a bishop in the Catholic Church before it blew up. I barely survived as a child in the ruins of my grandpa's church. I wore priestly garments until I was 2. But back to fry sauce in the desert, singing higgity boggity shoo. She just sang fry sauce in the desert, 'cause that was the only American that she knew. And when we found her, we had to teach her English, even though none of us spoke English either. 'Cause mustard relish is a mute, and I am from Germany, and she is from Mexico. So we had to teach her English, German, Mexican, and mute Russian. They have different sign language, I don't know why. You have to hop and swing and slide. See, she's responding. She knows I'm not talking to her. She just doesn't know what I'm saying. So the moral of the story is that wherever you are, whoever you are, I know Peppercini, you're looking for your past, and that is cool. She's probably a secret agent or something. But wherever you are, you can be cool like us. You can be so much more than nothing. You can dance in the desert, wear priestly garments in a blown-up Catholic church, or you can be mindless wandering around Russia. It really doesn't matter who you are. You can be cool too. Just sing your heart out. So another unfortunate thing about our trip here was there was a lot of really bright sun, and so as you can see, Peppercini and Ranch lost their eyesight almost entirely, and so they both have to wear glasses. I am used to being blind. I never really had very good eyesight, and so they gave me these glasses, and I just threw them off. I was like, I don't need them, but it was very sunny on the way here, and so we were reminded of the Titanic. Um, because sometimes when you're sailing in a ship and you see the sunset and it's so gorgeous, and like you start sailing towards the sunset, and then you see these aliens, and Tori, do you remember? You can play Titanic.
Maybe? You want to change it? That's so good.
I remember the Titanic sinking in the ocean. I think about the people on board, looking at the sunset. As they sailed across the ocean, they saw the sun and thought, let's go, that looks fun. And then they saw aliens coming down from the sun. And when they saw the aliens, they decided to sink their own boat. Yes, they sank their own boat. 'Cause don't you know it's fun to run and sink your own boat when you see aliens coming from the sun. And as their boat began to sink, they all started to drink sea water, which isn't good for you, and said, sink your own boat. Yes, sink your own boat. Sink your own boat. I've heard conspiracy theorists say they hit an iceberg, but I don't think that makes much sense. 'Cause when I go sailing, it's hot, and there's sun, and you get blinded in your eyes and on your nose. And so I think they ran into the sun and sank their own boat. And so the story goes that as they were sinking and drinking seawater, the captain said, let's have a party, it's the 4th of July. So they started to light off fireworks, and that's how this holiday all started, was because of the Titanic and fireworks. They set off the fireworks and danced around and found that on the ground there was water, and so they drowned. And then they died, and we tell their story. I don't know how we know their story, because they're dead. I guess someone made it up in their head, 'cause all the people are dead, except the ones that went sailing at different times on different boats called the Titanic. I've heard there was multiple, but they all end up sinking. Yeah, the chorus. Yeah, you guys can sing the chorus. Right, Peppercini? ketchup were getting tucked into bed, our mom would tell us a story about an evil man who used to go around magicking people's faces. She'd tell us that there once was a young baby child who grew up to be a not baby child anymore. And when he went to school, his friends told him instead of learning math, he should learn to make things float in the air. And so he did, and they sang Voldemort's back in town. Voldemort's back in town. And as he continued to go to school, all the kids thought he was cool. And so they were like, wow. And he learned to fly on broomsticks and make steaks. Talk to him, he knew how to say and stuff like that. And so one year as he was doing some intense test and making dragons die, he found this body on the ground. The guy was dead, and he said, Voldemort's back in town. Voldemort's back in town. Cedric's body lies in the ground. And all these weird things started to happen. Black people started flying in capes and making people wiggle. And then, slowly, there was a bad snake on the ground named Nayahiagire or something like that. I can't remember. And so everyone shivered in their houses and said, you know who is who knows who. And we're nervous about science. And they sang, Dumbledore's back in town, except it's Voldemort. Except it's Voldemort. Ooh, it's you know who. Voldemort's back in town. Voldemort's back in town. And so, at the end of the story, my mom said, there was a big battle on the train. Maybe that's Batman, though, I don't remember. Anyways, in the final battle, they said the word love, and the villain died. We're not sure how, it just worked that way. And my mom said, so if you're ever in trouble, just say the word love and it'll come out of your hands like magic. And then when I grew up, I watched a Disney movie called Frozen, and I saw this happen. This girl said love and it came out of her hands. I said, hey, my mom said that. And so every time I start arguing with a friend, I just say love, and they stop fighting. It's like magic, except it's true. Ooh, ooh, magic, except it's true. Do we have any questions from the audience? Or does anyone in the band want to
I have
say
a
something?
question.
Yes?
What is your hat made out of?
So it's this Arabian stuff called goat's fur. And so they take the fur and they like pat it down and roll it out. And slowly it becomes like fabric. And so they have these like scarves and stuff made out of goat
fur, and then we wear them.
In Germany or in Saudi Arabia?
Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I traveled to Saudi Arabia and bought some of these clothing
There seems to be a
items.
question back there.
Yes, ma'am, in the green plaid.
Play the guitar.
Yes, I do. I don't know if you noticed, but I've been playing it the past few songs. I'm really good at the guitar, actually. I usually play it more. I just am holding this mic, but
Hey y'all.
Hi.
So I'm Ranch. I'm new. You probably haven't heard me before. I'm real excited though to be with the Condiments this year because they're my favorite band. Now I'm my favorite band, so that's pretty cool. I just thought, oh yeah.
So, from going from Australia, how did you get a Western accent?
Well, you see, I grew up on a ranch in Australia. It's a kangaroo ranch. We also have some cows. And so, yeah, and actually, see, partly it's the Roman accent because my dad was Roman. So that's coming into a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I can totally hear that.
You might have actually, my uncle is Julius Caesar. My dad is his brother Jude. You probably haven't heard of him. He didn't do as much stuff. But he actually has a song written about him, Hey Jude. You've heard that one? See, Julius Caesar actually wrote that song for my dad, and the Beatles stole it from Julius Caesar. So now you know the true story. I just thought I should tell you that. So, yeah, that's... Okay, I'm just excited to be here. Yes.
Is he going to play the guitar now?
Well, maybe. See, isn't he great, y'all?
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, I practiced the guitar for years. I never got as good as this. And he can also play the Saudi Arabian way. Isn't that talent? I can listen to this all day. And I know. Listen to that. Give him a round of applause, folks. Okay, are we ready for the next song?
would Peppercini like to say anything?
Come on, don't be shy.
Come on, dear. Hey guys, I'm Peppercini, and I'm from Chile, I think. And if anybody recognizes me, just come find me afterwards, because maybe you know a little more about me than I do. Thanks!
Alright, we're gonna now have a few words from Mustard and Fur. She prepared a speech today.
Inspirational.
The translation of that is, thank you for having me here today. My mother's milk. And something about cow's disease.
I know all about cow's disease.
A tree grows underwater. And the last part was just the word Russia.
Patriotic.
She's still working on putting together sentences, but she's come a long way. She used to only be able to say Russia, which she still ends all of her paragraphs with that word. She used to be able to say Russia, brain, and cow's disease. But now she's grown a long ways, and she starts to tell us her history about her mother. We've learned that her mother gave birth to her and raised her. And that she ate potatoes in her youth. So that's some fun facts about her. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Um, our next song is going to be about. Oh, yes, sorry. Goat fur. I forgot. In Saudi Arabia, they have goat fur. Made out of goats. Fur, kind of like the name. The goats say, meh. Sometimes they go bah. I'm not sure how they do that one. But one day I was walking through Saudi Arabia with a herd of goats. And Fry Sauce turned to me and told me, did you know you can make them into a coat? She grabbed her ukulele and hit the goat right on the head. And the goat said, would you like some fur? And she said, yes. And so she started picking up the fur off of the goat as if it were strawberries she was picking from the garden.
Goat fur.
And she sang goat fur. Goat fur. And I was so intrigued by this process that I started to do the same. I grabbed the fur off of the goat and I sang goat fur.
Goat fur.
And all the goats sang with us too. They sang goat fur. And meh. Goat fur. Ah. Goat fur. And then I looked on the ground. There was golden scarves all around. Somehow the goat fur had turned into scarves. I don't know how. It must have been magic. Or maybe we were standing in a tent with scarves already there. I don't know. But there were scarves on the ground and I grabbed one and I asked Fry Sauce, what is this? And she said, goat fur.
Goat fur. Goat fur.
She sang goat fur.
Goat fur.
And then we heard a voice. I think it may have been God. And it said goat fur. Goat fur. And so we started dancing around. And then ketchup came in too, and mustard fur. And we all sang except mustard fur didn't sing, but we sang goat fur. We swayed and sang goat fur.
Goat fur.
And every time I see a goat walking down the street, I think of Fry Sauce and how she used to be with me. Goat fur. Fur. Goat fur. Goat fur is fuzzy. Goat fur is warm. Goat fur tastes good in Fry Sauce.
That's what he's saying.
Sorry, I get a little emotional.
Can you sing that song now?
Pepper She's asking if there's any requests from the audience. Audience side.
Lawn, weeds, and halos.
Long weeds and what, Monsieur?
Halos.
Halos. I actually have a story about that. You see, when I was a child in Germany, in the broken down cathedral, um, my grandpa came to me one day. Um, his, his ghost, of course. There was a halo over his head. I don't understand a word he said because I didn't speak very good German. It was something like, but anyways, he was speaking to me in German, and I didn't speak very good German then because I just lived in the ruins of a house. I didn't really speak at all. And so, while he was singing, I focused on the halo, and I looked at it, and I was like, "Are you a monk?" Because I think only monks should have halos, because it reminded me of the story I'd heard about the Gorgarian chant. And so, anyways, I digress, but the point of the story is there was a halo, and so I wrote this song. It goes like this. Halos should only be on monks who grow large weeds in their garden, 'cause halos are for people who are good. And monks that grow large weeds in their garden don't work that hard because they're focused on singing Gorgarian chants and things like that. Halos and long weeds, they go together just like ham and cheese. Halos and black dogs also go together just like pickles and long hair. Halos and long weeds, won't you be with me? You go together just like ham and cheese. And one day when I was making a sandwich, I thought instead of using ham and cheese, I should use a halo and long weeds. And so I started pulling long weeds from the garden, and then I realized halos don't grow in gardens or anywhere, in fact. So I turned to the sky and I said, "Some angel, come to me and give me a halo." And as I was yelling, a large branch hit me in the head. And I said, "This must be a halo fallen from a giant angel in the sky, whose head is very flat, so the halo isn't round." And I put it on my sandwich with weeds instead of a sandwich with ham and cheese. And I ate it. And I said, "Isn't this good? Halos and weeds, especially long weeds. Halos are from above. Long weeds grow up from below. So together they're something really good. Kind of like long hair or spaghetti or dogs that cut off their heads or women wearing rags. I don't know, lots of good stuff. Halos and long weeds, ham and cheese. That's my story about halos and long weeds. Well, mainly about halos, but also long weeds.
So,
Yes,
I
sir,
have
in
a
the green
question. You've
sweatshirt.
inspired some of your real diehard fans to make halo and long weed sandwiches. What would you suggest for someone looking to find a halo? Not everyone's as lucky as you.
So I feel like the first thing that you could do is just try asking for one. The second is you could actually die. I've heard that some people get halos after they die. that option isn't as recommendable because become a monk. Sorry, that's the first thing. Become a monk. If you are a woman, become a monk-S or something like that. That's what Ranch says, and I think that's a really good idea. I'm not actually a monk myself, but I look up to monks. Ever since my mom told me the story about Gorgarian chant, I've really looked up to monks and seen the power that they hold in our solar system, and really the universe at large, not to mention the gardening community. I'm a big fan of gardens also, so I've never tried it, but you could try growing a halo in a garden. It's just an option. It's almost 9 o'clock, so this will be our last song.
My hands just hit each other.
Catch up. Oh, it's almost 9 o'clock, so bed calls and the fireworks moan. What should I do? Should I go to bed or jump on a firework? I don't know, but it's 4th of July. We should remember the Titanic that's in each side of our hearts, in each side of our minds. Catch up. Never really learned how to play the piano. And so when it gets close to 9, she goes insane and says, I'm fine. So at 9, we should all retire and go to bed, sink our heads onto the pillow and scream, Mommy, tuck me in.
When is the album coming out?
So, we're still working on making the album. We've gone to a few places and asked if they could record our music for us. We don't. I know it might be surprising, but we don't have official recording equipment or anything like that. We're a little bit off the grid. But we've gone to a few studios and tried to have them record our music, but they weren't sure about our sanity or something like that. And so they said we couldn't record for them or something.
But my cousin Gus is planning to build a recording studio at our ranch. It might take him some time. He's a little bit busy in Rome right now. But when he gets a chance, he's going to come and build us a studio and stuff. I don't know when that's going to be, but you can just be waiting for that.
Also, on the note of Rome, Peppercini, because of her fighting styles and some things that we've seen, we think she might actually descend from a Roman god. So,
I was wondering if you guys could sing Mary Had a Little Lamb with goat noises before you finish.
Let's gather around.
You should add that one to the album.